I have to breathe. I have to breathe! I woke him up because I was breathing. Sorry for breathing! Hey everybody! It's a Trainwreck tutorial. Finally getting around to working on that horrendous mermaid. We're gonna seal it. Yeah, I'm turning this into a two-parter, I guess, because we gotta wait for it to dry, so we might as well upload the video. Hope you all are staying healthy and staying safe and keeping your social distance. We kind of claimed that we had it so we could stay in our craft room for 3 days. I'm not kidding.
Well, hello everybody. It's been a while. Today is Saturday, April 4th, and today's project is going to be sealing and framing the mermaid from Paint with Diamonds. Now, if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, this particular painting was a complete nightmare. I had issues with trying parchment paper and it stuck because I used the wrong kind, and I ran out of lots of drills, so I had to read my leftovers and match as best as I could. I had issues with the bad drill quality and spots of the canvas that weren't sticky anymore, having to glue things down with nail polish. And I finally muscled through and finished it, and it's time to get it on the wall because I still love the image and it goes really well with my decor in here. And because it's such a giant piece of crap, we're gonna seal it and put it under glass to try and hold it all together. So I had finished this a while back, and I, rolled it out real good with a rolling pin, made sure everything was there, and picked out as many bad drills as I could and replaced them with decent stuff. Put it on a pool noodle, covered it with a sheet of white paper, rolled it up, and rubber banded it and stuck it in a closet inside of a shipping tube. And there it sat until today. So it's time. It's finally time for a diamond painting video, because it's been a while since I've really done anything that had anything to do with diamond painting. But alas, we are going to double check it again for any missing drills with a light pad up in the corner. I'm going to just kind of scan around, make sure everything looks okay, and we're going to try and seal it. Now, I had watched, I believe it was Jennifer Roberts, many moons ago, sealing a painting. I think it was her. It was either that or Allison Rosen. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So, let's get started. Hope everybody's staying safe and washing their hands and healthy and well. I myself was a little scared. I didn't feel good Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning, having some trouble breathing and coughing really bad. So I took off work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, kept checking my temperature, never did develop a fever. I'm feeling a little bit better, so I don't believe I contracted the virus, or my body is a temple and fought it off like nobody's business. I'm gonna go with the first one because this body is more like a ruins than a temple. Okay, let's take a look. Now I'm gonna have to duck in front of you because I am. Okay. Squeeze between you and here. All right, so let's just take a look, make sure that we're not missing anything. And I'll just do it like this here. Put this in the middle. And just slide this across because that's easier than sliding the light pad. That looks good. And everything looks good. Okay. Now, next I'm going to use a rolling pin again because it's been in the closet for months. And then we'll check it with the light pad again. Okay, that looks good. Double check it one more time just to make sure that we didn't lose anything. Okay, looks good. Now, I'm wondering if I should keep the light pad under it while I seal it. I kind of think I should. So I can see better what I'm doing. So, where do we want to start? At the top or the bottom? I think we're going to start at the top because I'm going to stand down here and don't want to get it all over my belly. So we will start over here. Now, this is what was sent to me to use, is the hold on, the Tombow monoliquid glue. So this is what we're going to try using. Now, I don't know, I think I probably need a paintbrush, so again, pardon. And we'll grab a crappy one. Let's see here. And by crappy, I don't mean totally crappy. I just mean I'm going to use one that I wouldn't use for my paint by numbers because this is way too big. See, here's the size of my hand. Way too big for paint by numbers. But it's still, you know, nice flat tip. Versus using one that's true crap. That versus that, you know, gonna get a nice smoother finish. Unless this stuff's self-leveling, then this thing looks like, you know, straw. Okay. Again, never done this before, but let's give her a whirl. Now, let me see, what else should I have handy? I'm gonna have, let's see here. What do I want handy? Not in there. Hold on. Hang on again. She doesn't get organized first. No, she doesn't. and to set my brush down. And here we go. So let's give this stuff a try. Hopefully there's enough here. Broad tip and pen tip. Okay. We're going to go broad tip. Yup. All right. Now, I'm going to get you right, I'm going to bring you down right in here after I do a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, it's kind of like clear nail polish. It's the best thing I can think of to describe it. Let me try it without the light. Let's see here. Yeah, I think you can see better without the light, so let me do this. All right, and I'll get you so you can see what I'm doing. Hold on. Okay, hopefully that works so that you can see. Oh, tripping. Okay. Where did I put it? Oh, it's over here. So it's just a applicator tip, and you just squeeze it on, and then I use the little paintbrush to work it in there. So I don't know if you could see any of that. Let me get you even closer. Alrighty. Just kind of squeeze it out. So hopefully this does the trick to keep everything locked in place. Again, it feels a lot like clear nail polish. And I'm just spreading it in to kind of fill in those little gaps, and I don't want it blobbed up on top. I just want a nice, generous coat without puddles. Not that I'm speaking from any kind of experience other than my experience as a decorative painter many moons ago. Okay, so let's move this and do another section. Let's see here. All right, we'll do this part now. I'm still obsessed with podcasts. I did, in kind of perusing online, some ads for some videos, news articles. Some woman apparently intentionally coughed all over the meat section in some grocery store. So they had to toss out $35,000 worth of meat. Well, that's nice, huh? What an asshole. Oh, latest recommendation. Netflix, The Tiger King. It's a series, fairly new on Netflix. And oh my God, loved it. I listened to the podcast a while ago about it. And then they came out with a Netflix series. And Brian and the kids all watched it with me. And so Brian was actually on the cusp of pop culture because they were talking about it on all the radio stations last week. Because it all takes place, half of it takes place here in Tampa. The woman who has the big cat rescue down here in Tampa. And the other half of the party is Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic. And he had his place in Oklahoma. But they're, you know, lions and tigers people. Obviously with the name Big Cat Rescue. Well, and he had his zoo up in Oklahoma, but they were arch enemies, the two of them. So it's excellent show if you like the, oh my God, these people are crazy kind of thing. And from what Brian was telling me about the news stories on the radio, apparently since this Netflix series came out, they had to reopen a new task force in the police department for a investigation that's like 25 years old or so. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there was some sort of suspected crime that was decided it was unsolved, let's just say. So with all the people calling in tips after watching the Netflix series, they reopened a new task force for it. For Hillsborough County, and Hillsborough County is the county I live in. So I thought that was very, very interesting. But yeah, it's one of those jaw-dropping, I cannot believe these people. Basic premise. Carol, she's the one in Tampa, has Big Cat Rescue. And Joe Exotic is a gay polygamist zoo owner out of Utah. Yeah, you heard me. Gay polygamist singing cowboy zoo owner. Yep. I think that's filled in. It's hard to tell the angle of the light. But anyway, I am going to just time-lapse me doing the rest of this, and we'll go on to the next step.
canción para mi gente, con una pasión tan fuerte. Ay, 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 ahora sigo cantando y sigo gozando, yo sigo cantando y sigo gozando.
I'm starting to think a squeegee would be better. I wonder if I have one. I got a putty knife. Let's try it. Let's see here. Oh, I know. I can use this because I can replace it out. Bigger one would be better. Yeah. The right idea. I just need something bigger. All right, we'll finish this and then we'll squeegee the whole thing, I think. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to a little bit. There we go. Yep. There's that. Right about here. Good thing we got toilet paper. seems to make little air bubbles. I don't know if those will disappear on their own. It makes me nervous. I don't know if I overbrushed. Too thick. Doesn't matter on the dark diamonds areas, darker areas, because you can't see them. But on her light face, I don't want little air bubbles in between every diamond. So I don't know where I went wrong there. But I'm just kind of popping them. Before it gets too tacky that I can't move it anymore, because then it starts to turn kind of white, boogery. Yeah, it's getting way too tacky over here. Just feather that in a little. There we go. Hopefully those just pop on their own. Alright. This is a 60 by 90 and 2 bottles of Tombow. Just about got it. One of them was already open. I don't know how much I'd used out of it, but 3 to be safe, I think. Would have been better. But we did what we could. And we're just going to let that dry now. I'll see if I can show you the little air bubbles. Can you see those? Kinda. See the little air bubbles in the glue? Kinda got me a little concerned. So all I was doing was just kind of trying to pop them. I don't know if I'm, you know, creating a bigger problem. But yeah, I don't know if that's due to operator error or if it's the nature of the product. Too thick, working it too much, or if they pop naturally on their own. I don't know. I guess we'll let it dry and see. So I corrected what I could around her face. But, you know, they're up in the clouds and all that, or not clouds, the water. We'll see. We'll come back to it and see if those remain once it's dry. I wonder if putting a nice high-powered hair dryer would pop those bubbles. I don't know, just creating more of a mess. Anyway, as just a tip, if you get the light just right and you kind of go from an angle, you can see where it's wet all the way through versus dry when you kind of get yourself at the right angle to see. So down here, it's pretty well saturated all the way through. There's a few spots here and there. But, you know, I got a little short down here, so there's a lot more areas that aren't soaked all the way through to the canvas down on the bottom half. I felt like the most important was her face. But we'll see. We shall see how this dries, and we'll come back to it later on. And next up, we'll get that sucker framed. So, again, I don't know if this is going to be a true train wreck or not, but hey, it's my tutorial. Sharing it with you guys. Okay. Again, hope everybody's staying safe and not going too stir crazy. And talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, I'm just adding this in. So, of course, I can't leave it alone. Now, I've noticed a couple things. Once it really starts to dry, if you were to brush this, you'll get stringy snots. So don't brush, okay? Do not brush. You'll get yourself all jacked up because it's starting to dry. If you're still playing with the bubbles, tapping. Don't brush. Tap those bubbles out. Because if you brush it, you're going to end up with white snot. Kind of like the, what am I trying to think of? What does it remind me of? I don't know. I guess, again, drying nail polish or something. But, yeah. So I found, just tap those bubbles out. Do not brush. Can't leave it alone, can I? Hells no. But I have to, because I'm never going to get this video posted if I sit here pounding bubbles all day. Alright. I'll post the video. Yeah. And maybe I'll still have time to do something for tomorrow, too. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go wash my brush. Okay. Alright. I already said goodbye.
Well, let's see how that turns out. Yeah. Hopefully it'll turn out well, and that we'll be able to finish that up and show you how it turns out. Anyway, she's behind on her goal for the genealogy map, so maybe while we're waiting for that to dry, she'll start working on that. We'll see. No promises. No promises. Things are up in the air right now. Yeah. Okay. I better go quarantine again. Okay. See you soon. Love you. Bye.